Hi, I'm Professor Johnson. I'm in my backyard, and my neighbors are out and around. So I feel like a goof talking to a stick outside, and I'm sorry the wind is blowing the thing and making it vibrate. I want to say a couple of things in response to our first discussion about modernism and especially modernist poetry, because that discussion's assignment might have seemed, frankly, a little weird, having a couple of scenes taken from the second of the Lord of the Rings films, The Two Towers, and specifically the battle at Helm's Deep, which I find a good number of my students have already seen. I remember in one class I just showed a very short clip of it, and one of my students interrupted and said, "Dude, you're not going to show the whole thing?" And it was with great passion. He was wildly disappointed. And so I went ahead and showed the whole thing. Why bring it up here in relation to modernist poetry in particular, and into these poems specifically? Well, so what happens in those scenes? The bad guy, or one of the bad guys, Saruman, played by the great Christopher Lee, who is a wizard, like Gandalf, is asked by his Igor-like henchmen, what are you going to do? They're going to hole up in this big fortress, and there's no way to get in. It's a siege, and sieges last forever. And in he doesn't say this part. In medieval Europe, you hole up in the castle, and the other army surrounds you, and they try to cut off your food and water, and you probably have supplies inside, and you just wait it out. Because medieval Europe didn't have the weapons necessary to breach the castle walls. I mean, you could go up, as the orcs do in the scenes, you could go up on ladders and climb over, but that doesn't always work, because they're keeping watch. And you know what they would do? They would literally pour boiling oil on you. So you're running up in full plate armor, or partial plate armor, and you think they're not going to get me with their dumb swords and poking sticks. And as you're climbing up the ladder, they pour literally boiling oil on you. And you know what it does in your armor? It seeps through and burns your skin and heats it and burns you more. Armor ain't done nothing against that. What changed it all? Guns and gunpowder. And what does Saruman the wizard do? Does he blow up the place with lightning or summon dragons or whatever? No, he has a pot full of black powder. And his henchman starts to lean in with the torch, and he pushes him back gently, because that torch is going to ignite it. That's thing one, technology. World War I saw the advent of extraordinary technological developments related to warfare. And Tolkien was a good example to use for this, because Tolkien served in World War I, and he saw this happen. So, the technology itself. Next video.